get started talking about the way that I do retargeting, I have to make sure that you understand what is the basic concept of retargeting. So the basic concept of retargeting is when people go to your site, when people go to your landing page, and they leave without performing the action that you want them to perform, so without completing the offer, if you use retargeting, you can expose them to ads continuously, and you can bring them back to your site or to your landing page so that you have a second chance. This is the basic concept of retargeting. This is what most marketers have been doing when it comes to retargeting. But that is not the right way to do retargeting. Retargeting, it can be way more than that. And if you use retargeting just with that basic concept, you see that maybe it's going to be profitable for you, maybe you're going to make some money, but definitely not, you're not going to be building six-figure campaigns just by doing that. So there is a different and a much more powerful way to do retargeting, and especially when you combine that strategy with CPA offers. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today. So just before I go deep into details about that strategy, I also want to make sure that you know where you're going to have to go to in order to implement what we're going to be discussing here today. So I'm going to show some of the retargeting platforms you have available out there. So here are the logos: Retargeter, Honor, IQ, Chango, MediaForge, AdRoll, probably the biggest one here, Criteria, Teleport. Okay, so these are some of the retargeting platforms that you have out there. But since we're going to be doing the system that I'll be showing you, it's super efficient for retargeting on Facebook, I strongly recommend you to go with perfect audience. Okay, this is it's very easy to get ads approved there, especially with the system that I'll show you. And I think that this is probably the best retargeting platform for retargeting on Facebook. And when I say that we're gonna be doing retargeting on Facebook, some people may be concerned about getting ads approved, having accounts disabled or locked or banned. Well, it's not going to happen with retargeting, okay? Those are problems that you would have to worry about and to find solutions for in case you were going to advertise directly on Facebook. Since you're going to be using a retargeting platform, you're going to be able to actually get your ads approved it's going to be a much easier process for getting the ads approved. And also, you're going to be able to, if you get an ad that is approved, you're not going to be losing your account. Okay, so you're not going to be actually risking your Facebook account or anything like that. So you're going to be running the ads through Perfect Audience, and the process that I'll show you for approving the ads will pretty much guarantee that you get all your campaigns approved there, and you're not going to have to worry about those tough policies and rules that Facebook has. Okay. All right, so that said, let's go to the part that's the most important part of our webinar. I don't want to make this webinar too long. Okay, and I don't want to make it this a webinar full of fluff. I want to make this I want to go straight to the point and explain to you something that's going to be super powerful for your business and something that's going to allow you guys to have a much better performance with your campaigns. So I'm going to show you the exact structure that I use for my retargeting campaigns, and you'll see that it's going to be possible for you to implement this strategy with any traffic source, with any niche that you're using, or pretty much any niche. Things like adult gambling, those things may not work with this, but all the other, let's say, common, nice niche, they will work very well with this strategy. And if you start implementing this with your campaigns, you will see immediate results. And actually, if you go to Perfect Audience and sign up for an account there, they will give you $60 to spend on a campaign. So you can set up your test campaign. You can use their $60, and if you do this in the way that I'll show you now, you will already get results just with $60. And I'm talking about real good results. So you can go to Perfect Audience, you can test it, and if you like it, if you like the profits, I'm sure you will, you can then start doing this more heavily and focusing on this strategy, and maybe even make this your main strategy in your business. So as I said before, most affiliate marketers and CPA marketers, they do retargeting in the wrong way. What they do is they just use retargeting to bring visitors back to their sites. So they treat each campaign individually. They send traffic to a landing page. They cookie visitors who go to that landing page, and they expose those visitors to ads and try to bring those visitors back to that landing page. And that's the only process they have for using retargeting. Well, this is a huge mistake and definitely not the best way to use retargeting. If you're doing this, you're using just a small, a small part of the huge potential that retargeting has when implemented properly. So just for you to understand how I work with retargeting, just let me show you this screenshot real quick, and it shows a feature that pretty much any platform has. So this screenshot it is from Perfect Audience, but I also work with Ads Roll, and they also have this, and I believe that any other retargeting platform is going to have this as well. So basically, what you do is you put a website on your retargeting account. You register you register a new website on your retargeting account. Then you can start cooking people who go to that site. But a cool thing that you can do is you can create separate retargeting lists for each page on your site. So what I do is I register a domain like mydomain.com, but then I can put visitors who go to mydomain.com/playavenue, as you can see there in the example. I can put them in one list. The guys who go to mydomain.com/cart, they can go to a different list. /settlers, a different list. /Wharton official, a different list. /DS, a different list. So these are all online games, as you can check if you go to Google and type their names there. And it's a website that I use for gaming campaigns. So every single campaign that I run on my traffic sources, which are not related to retargeting, just my normal traffic sources, I put the landing page in subdirectories in that same domain. And then I create different retargeting lists here with Perfect Audience. So as you can see, based on the numbers of visitors on the right, we have two campaigns that had a good result and that I continued to run for a while. The first one had more than 8,000 visitors. The second one had more than 10,000 visitors. So I have a total of 18,000 visitors in those retargeting lists who accessed two of my winning campaigns. Okay, so it seems like just a simple feature of a retargeting platform, but then what I have to do is to see that with the right eyes. If you pay attention to that, we were talking about list building there. That is list building, just like capturing people's email. The only differences are that number one, people don't have to opt in. There is no opt-in. So when we are capturing leads with an opt-in page, we usually lose like 60, 70, sometimes even 80% of our traffic just because people don't want to supply their email address. And with retargeting, we have kind of a 100% opt-in rate, and that's totally insane. I could bet with you that you will never find a mailer or someone who is a list builder having an opt-in rate that gets even close to that. Like 50-60% is already an amazing opt-in rate for any lead capturing page. And with retargeting, you can build your list with 100% opt-in rate, and then you're not going to have to worry about the unsubscribe rate, people who will be requesting to stop receiving emails from you, because recent research, they showed that people usually clear their cookies every 1 or 2 years. So and as long as they keep their cookie there on their browser, you're going to be able to hit them with your ads. So basically, you're going to be building a huge list with all of your traffic, and you're not going to have to worry about losing subscribers when we start promoting stuff to them. So it's actually retargeting. It's the new list building. It's a much more powerful and much more profitable way to do list building. So with that simple example where I had two very small campaigns, I already had like 18,000 people on my list. I had a 19,000 actually, and 18,000 coming from successful campaigns that I had on other platforms. So a targeted list with 18,000 subscribers, that's actually what I had. And it's super, super powerful. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I create those lists and then how I use them to build a recurring income. And you see that you can make a lot of money every single month with each niche retargeting list that you create. So basically what I do is let's say that I'm gonna work with gaming campaigns, gaming offers, because this was the example there. So what I do is I register a domain, I put a website there. It can be a WordPress site or any type of website. No one is going to be actually visiting that site. I just put some random content there about gaming, just copy and paste the stuff. And then in the subdirectories, I set up my landing page where I send traffic to from the other traffic sources and where I cookie the visitors to create my niche retargeting lists. So after I start sending traffic to the landing page, I immediately start getting lots of people on my retargeting list. So I start building very, very targeted lists. And then after a while, what I start to do is I start actually using my retargeting list exactly as I would use any mailing list that I had. So what I do is, especially with Facebook, I expose ads on Facebook to the same users but promoting different offers. So in the example we had two winning campaigns. I think one was for the Settlers and the other one was for Wartune. I'm not sure, but I think it was the Settlers and Wartune. So what I could do is I could run the campaign for the Settlers online, get as many conversions as possible, and then I could use retargeting to expose Wartune offer to people who had already showed some interest in the Settlers. And then I could do also the opposite. I could do several cross promotions there. And besides that, I can also start testing different landing pages and different offers and keep hitting my people on my retargeting list with different offers. And I already know their interests. I know that they are already interested. They have already clicked on one of my ads. Some of them have already clicked on my landing page to go to my offers. So I have a laser targeted audience there. The cost of my retargeting campaigns becomes super, super small because with retargeting, we pay per impressions, not per clicks. And since we're going to be displaying the ads only to people who have already proven to be interested in what we are promoting, the click-through rate of the ads, it just goes through the roof, and you can get clicks for like 4 or 5 cents in the US with retargeting. So it's super cheap, and if you go international, then the price is even better. So basically, for me to reach like 20,000 people who are interested in retargeting, I can spend just a few $100s, for like $150, $200. I can reach all of them. I can get many conversions. I can easily turn a positive ROI. And it's the same fee that I would have on a Weber or GetResponse. And I don't have to worry about opt-in rates. I don't have to worry about spending a lot of money to build my list because I just have to run my campaigns normally as I would already do before using retargeting. And it's much easier to build a list. It's much easier to monetize the list. And and it's so simple and it's so easy to create those lists. And just for you guys to have an idea on the unlimited potential that we have with this system, because actually if you do this, you're going to be able to get conversions from the same visitors, so you can profit over and over again with the same people. So you can build a recurring income with just one retargeting list. If you can build one retargeting list like the one I just showed you, you can make thousands of dollars per month just with that list. So to give you an idea what kind of money I'm talking about, this is the income for one retargeting list like that one. A small retargeting list, because you can have some lists with more than 100,000 people, especially if you have some winning campaigns, because then you are already getting a lot of traffic, and then you can just put this together to build your list. So these are the earnings for a 10-day period for one small retargeting list. So here we have something around $6,000, and probably more than $4,000 here are pure profits. More than that, more than 5,000, and that's for just one small retargeting list. Now, it's a huge potential. Now, just imagine if you could easily and rapidly build several profitable CPA campaigns. If you could make your main campaigns profitable, and then if each and every campaign like that had the potential to create a huge retargeting list for you that will allow you to profit over and over again from the same users, from the same visitors, and actually build a recurring stream of income just